What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Lex, and today we bring back my cousin, bruh, the artist. He's finally back. We made a video about I can't even recall at this point. It's been like over a year, over two. I don't even know. I would have to look back in the like archives to like.
Like 2 years, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. A lot has happened, huh?
Yeah, things change in the past 2 years.
Definitely. Even on my side as well. Like a lot has progressed from like my other apartments to now, like even my like video output as well. Like I used to put a lot of videos out, and now I'm just kind of like going with the flow of not putting so much pressure on myself. Is that how you feel about like kind of how your life has gone as well?
Well, I still live here, so that didn't change.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, a lot of things have changed. I used uh, well, my work. I no longer work there since this started.
Yeah, that's right. When was the last you were there at your old job?
Yeah, it was in December when I was when I was the last time that I was there. So I let's say I wanted to continue. If it was for me, I would have been still been there. But um, the amount of attention that I need to give to this project right now, it requires me a lot more time. And to be honest, I enjoy it more. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it more because the this is what I used to do before, starting this project. Anyways,
Yeah.
so now I can like fully concentrate on this. So that's an advantage right now and something that I appreciate.
For sure. I feel like before we get too far ahead, I really want to get into explaining what you do, who you are, and like how you even got into like what you're currently doing at this point. Like,
I'm an illustrator,
yeah.
basically like a painter, let's say for commercial purposes. In my case, I'm specialized in fantasy illustration. In this case, for games, right? I
Yes.
used to like paint dragons, warriors, all those things. The history of what I do, I've been drawing all my life, since I was a child, I guess.
Was it always like fantasy?
I guess at the beginning I used to create my own characters, if I remember. I remember that I had like this notebook on my school. I don't remember if I already told you this, but I had this like notebook and I used to fill it up with the same character with the same face, like a jack o' lantern face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's like a guy made of wood, a guy made of metal, and the same face all the time. I guess I was obsessive from that age.
Oh, what was it that like brought you into fantasy? Because there could be people who like are drawing like realism. There's people that draw like fantasy like you. There's people that draw like anime style. Like,
Well, I guess I always drew different things. When I was little, I used to draw like a lot of superheroes and copy stuff from my stamp albums. I used to buy like Dragon Ball Z albums and like copy the characters. That's how I
yeah.
started to copy those. And I kept for a long time like copying drawings from magazines and all that. I remember that once in your with aunt, someone asked me to do something from Zelda, if I remember. I don't know who, but someone asked me.
Yeah.
If it was Link, I don't know. But I used to like copy those things all the time. So with games and stuff. When the Lord of the Rings movies uh, came out, I used to remember that I wanted to try to draw the characters.
Hmm.
So maybe that's where it started. I mean, I've been drawing all sort of stuff since I was little, but I think it was like in that era when it started. And on the university, it's when I started like doing more, drawing more characters from Lovecraft and the monsters.
Oh, for sure.
So maybe that's fantasy that in that aspect.
Like when you started like drawing and you started illustrating, did you know like immediately you're like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
When I knew about that this job existed, like
Yeah.
that people made illustrations for games on and magazines and all that. I always assumed that for doing that you needed to be on the United States. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I always assumed that since I was little. Because when you see like the magazines and comic books, you assume that everyone is from the U.S.
Uh-huh.
So when I knew that people from all over the world work on that, and not necessarily like people from England, from I don't know Italy. I've seen illustrators from Argentina that work for Marvel,
Really?
but
That's sick.
yeah. So I was like, oh, so you don't need to be actually be there to work on that, and
Yeah.
yeah, and there's people that do that kind of job, that do illustrations for those companies. That's a work. I was like, hey, I want to do that. That's when I found out that that was a job. That's when I started like concentrating on getting understand that career and learn more.
Yeah.
It started with the channel from Matt Bush from You Can Draw Star Wars. I think that's the name of, well, his channel is named Matt Bush, but he had a series of You Can Draw Star Wars videos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how I learned how that was a job and what he do. And he explained it like, because it's not like we had tons of money to do that,
For
because the way
sure.
I always assume also that you needed like expensive tools and
Uh-uh.
expensive paint and all that. And I was like, well, obviously, if you want to work on that, you need the right kind of pencils and the right kind of, I
Oh,
don't know,
okay.
medium and all that. And I was like, well, that's out of the way, right? But in the videos, it says, hey, you can use whatever pencil, and you can use this illustration board, and you can use these paints. And I was, hey, that they sell all the stuff
The
around the
crayon?
corner. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about crayons, right? I used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
use them, but the paints and all that, it was paint that, hey, that I can get that stuff here where I live. It's not something that is like that I necessarily need to go to do the stores on the US to get them. So I
Yeah.
said, well, I'm gonna start practicing with that. They sell these things here, but and maybe that's like a general knowledge for people that study art, but that I didn't have like the possibilities to study an art career, so
For
I
sure.
have to learn everything by my own, most of the things, and watching on the internet.
The barrier to entry wasn't as like bad as you thought it was.
No, I guess in the aspect of getting like um the materials
Yeah.
that was affordable, and let's say the information. That's when I started like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a plan for how to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I started like to research uh, everything that I needed. I mostly followed like the the series of videos that he had. He talked about pencils, about getting an airbrush, about learning about light and color, and that's what I started to do. I bought my airbrush when I saved some money and bought an airbrush. Saved a little more money and bought my first like colored pencils from Prismacolor, if I remember. Started practicing on illustration board that was like affordable near my house. I started working on those. Um, if I remember, I tried to like I read a lot of an art blog. I discovered an art blog that was called Muddy Colors, and in that art blog, there's a lot of information about general art knowledge that people that want to dedicate to illustration need to know. So that was like a school to me also, because I learned about what is color theory, composition, what usually is needed for a portfolio, for a fantasy art job, the equipment that I needed, the cameras, the lights. That's how I learned what kind of stuff do I need. And I'm still learning, but a lot of those a lot of the first information that I needed, I got it from there, from that blog. I read a lot of the articles from fantasy illustrators that already work on the industry, and they explain how they work and what exactly you needed to like do a certain scene or all sort of things that are needed for doing that sort of job. I'm gonna say like this. Um, I have attended classes. I have but well, let's say the first class that I had of paint, if we can call it like that,
Uh-huh.
it was with a teacher that wanted to teach us how to paint on the university. But we never got to that course. I was like impatient and wanted to like start right away to paint because in my mind I already knew how to draw. But on the first days they only taught like drawing and spheres and all that. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. In my mind, I was like, I already know all those things. I want to start painting.
Yeah.
So I kind of got bored and left the group, and the group eventually dissolved. I guess because I didn't hear that they were doing more classes. Let's see. I did that. I Some friends invited me. I knew about a comic book course that they had here in the city, and I attended that one. But again, it's not like I learned something new there. It was something that I already like checked in books, and it's not that I'm saying that they were not like good courses, right? I'm
Yeah.
saying that it was information that I had already like checked, but it was not something pain related. It was more the way that I see it. It was helpful in a way that allowed me to allowed me to connect a little more with the art culture from the city because here is like very close. Most of the major galleries are for groups that are already established and they don't usually invite you to participate or something.
Oh
It's like
wow,
sometimes
really?
one or two, and that is like public for anyone to access, but most of those are only like for those groups, and that's it. And well, it's like another barrier if you want to learn or advance in this.
Is there politics within the art scene? Like, do you have to kind of shake hands and this
I
and that?
mean, there must be. I guess it's part of the scene of I don't know the government or something. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
aware about everything, but I don't know all the sides.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I never had like any formal classes with art. I tried
That's
to like
amazing. That is
yeah,
amazing.
that makes sense. I tried to like because I wanted to learn. I wanted to participate. Know, try to meet more artists. I tried to like get into art groups. I was in some art groups with other local artists and tattoo artists from the city. I knew some of them, and yeah, I worked with them for let's say some art galleries and spaces that they gave us in the past. I only had like one gallery show once, and that was it. I never had like another space for me. So it
We
was like,
see.
and I understand, right? But it's like there was nothing about after that. Nothing else advanced. It didn't like open a door to something else or to trying something else. Maybe it's because the things that I was doing weren't like in the field that the art community was trying to promote here. Maybe my art is too gory or about monsters or fantasy stuff, and
Yeah.
they don't. They it's not the thing that they are focus. How do
Yeah.
you say it? Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think that is their priority, right? So
Going into that
that's
gallery, did you think it was like a big opportunity, or were you just like going
yeah.
in there
In
with
that moment, I
expectation?
believe like yeah, I'm doing it, but then it was like, nah, this is just to promote the art space
Mm,
for the
okay.
administration and saying that they're doing something, and it's not like it's not gonna go somewhere else, right? Maybe it was my job to do it and keep pushing and promoting and eventually going somewhere, but for that it was like I'm doing a lot of job and I'm not getting anything from this, so I guess I need
Wow.
to try something different. With those groups, I met another person that I can consider a teacher in another field, Cube. And before that, before advancing with that, Carlos Alanis was also like another person that I met in the moment, along with one of his friends. I don't remember his name right now, but yeah, they also invited me to art exhibits, local art exhibits, and with the young community of art in the city, and I participated in some of those galleries. And like I said, because I wanted to check another way to keep working on art and doing something, I had a friend that was Cube. He's a tattoo artist from here. So I was with him like a year learning how to do tattoos. You know?
What?
Yeah. I learned like I was there for like a year learning. Like taking oranges and like trying to tattoo them and all that.
And you thought that that was the path you were gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna head tattooing now.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything about art illustration. Maybe that this is the
Wow.
way. So yeah, my mom got a tattoo. I she
That's
like
cool.
yeah, I practice with her arm and also with my dad. You have seen that he has like those flames on his arm. Yeah, I also got like a small tattoo with that little eyeball.
That's sick,
But
dude.
that was like that's like the only brand of that path that I tried to like pursue, right? But eventually, with another job that I had, this last job about truck dispatching and all that. Well, I guess the priority was to keep making money, and with the tattoo job, I was learning and I was like starting to make small tattoos in people. I make like two, no, like three or four tattoos before quitting. Just small things like dog face and some baby feet, some things that you can't like exactly mess up, right? Because
Yeah.
just you're learning. So that was the end of that. I was like, well, I guess I'm not gonna continue with the tattoo job. So I'm gonna like
What
I
made you
kept
quit?
concentrating on my work. Yeah, I quit because I couldn't continue due to time.
Oh,
The
okay.
truck dispatching job required a lot of time and I couldn't continue. So I
Damn.
left it. Yeah, and it was like a great way to spend my afternoon. I used to like be on the tattoo store all the time with speaking with Kue. He has a lot of knowledge, and he's a great friend. So yeah, I learned a lot of how he work and all that. He's very disciplined and a very professional tattoo artist from the city. So I can consider him like in my art formation, like the closest thing that I had to a teacher in that field, like tattoo artist field. But
Uh-huh.
about illustration and paint, but no, not really. I guess that was the question, right? If I had like a lot of teachers or something told me like no, that um, if I can consider like learning about paint, it was through mostly online and books. So when that finished with the tattoo artist phase, I was with the truck dispatch like I guess like 6 years maybe.
Wow,
Like
six
yeah,
years,
like
bro. Oh my.
yeah, I was like this is just gonna be like for a while, and those 2 or 3 years turned into six.
Yep. Answering calls
Yeah,
day and
so
night, right?
yeah, I mean it's if you don't like check what you're doing, suddenly time keeps like passing and going, and if you don't like check that, time goes, and that's it. And actually that's what happened to me. I was like still practicing by my own. From time to time I was like I'm gonna do small painting here and there on the house, and for me at least I always felt like I'm eventually gonna do this, so I'm just gonna like try to practice for me. And I actually made some like 6 or 7 illustrations for a friend that wanted to do a card game that I don't think it eventually got out. So I made like some illustrations for him. I used that to make like my portfolio, and also made a paint for a toy brand called Musculoids, if I remember.
Uh-huh.
If I'm pronouncing the name correctly. I made a paint for him too, but all that for me it was like practice. I felt like that was practice for me.
These were commissions or these were free? You were just making them to like.
I was making like a small amount of money with those, you know. Yeah, they were commissions, but I always felt like I'm getting some money, and I'm getting like learning and practicing. Well, I'll get a little bit of money, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to earn like let's say like a big amount, but the point was to like keep practicing. That was the priority for those things.
So how long
So
collectively have you been doing it?
wow, painting I guess is like 10 years.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah, when I decided to like start illustrating and learn and saw those first videos, it was like 10 years. I made those illustrations for those guys. How this started, this sorcery stuff.
Yeah.
Um, well, we got to that point, right? So I was with some friends. We were like in a roof talking about life and all that. You know, we were just like drinking and that.
Uh-huh.
And I was always like talking about my dream of being an illustrator and all that. And one of my friends said like, "Man, you know you're closer to dying than to actually doing that."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was for the moment for me. It was like yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh. As
But
we all are,
then,
yeah.
yeah, but then later that night I was like sleeping, and I was like, damn, he's right.
Oh my
Or I
God.
mean, I know I'm not that old, right? Yet I guess I at least that's what I believe. But still, my anxiety was like, damn, it is true. I mean, I'm almost like 35. I was like, in my mind, I was 35, and I told my friend, no, man, you're 34. Oh, I still got another year. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's a good news. So I was like, well, I'm 34. I need to, I really need to start trying this. If I'm gonna regret it all my life if I don't try it, you
Like give
know?
it a real good effort. Is that what you're talking about? Because you have been trying, but you're talking about more give it like a
Yeah,
real.
I have been like trying to get all my setup for doing this, but never like going like sending my portfolio to a company or something.
Wow, really? Oh shit.
Yeah, I remember that I did send one when I started. I was looking old emails, and I saw that I sent an email to a company. I think what's called Tops or something, and I
Uh-huh.
sent like this crappy painting that I was like, damn, did I send that? I was like way up on my head, thinking that I was good, and I was like, it was like terrible.
Oh
But
my God.
yeah, it was like, well, at least. things changed since that email, right? So, anyways, after he told me that, I was thinking like, well, I was actually gonna start doing it the next year because I felt like I had a level of skill with my paint that I was, I believe, acceptable for what I wanted to present to people. And also, I always got distracted with other things. I wanted to create toys and make games and all that, but I never like finished anything. It was just like that dream. I'm gonna do it, but now I want to first to do this. I want to like create a toy and never finish that. So it was always like something that took my time and never finished. But again, going back to that. So I was thinking I need to start moving this. So I remember that I see a lot of videos from RPG games and saw this video about a card game called Sorcery on a channel called Questing Beast. It's a channel about like games and all that, RPG games, tabletop card games, and they
He's on
mentioned this
YouTube.
game. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube,
Okay.
and he talked about that, and I was I remember that I saw it one day and I say like I saw it like a year or two previously, and I was like one day I'm gonna paint for that. I'm gonna send them my portfolio. It was like that, you know. And when I started like with that anxiety of trying to send an email to check if a company wants the what I do, I remember that card game, and I was well. That's a good way to start. They do traditional art. The thing about sorcery is that all the art from the game is like handmade. It's not like all the art starts from literal physical piece. You know, it's all painted or drawn or something, but it's made from something like physical. It's not digitally painted. Um, like a lot of modern games do.
AI painted? No.
That's another subject that, believe me, it's another kind of worms. No,
Yeah, yeah,
like modern games and illustrations are made with digital painting,
yeah.
with programs like Photoshop or Procreate. That's how most illustrations are made, and it's another way of working. But traditionally, and a lot of illustrations for older card games, board games, and most of, let's say, media in the past was done through paints, illustrations for magazines and all that. Uh, and the popularity of many of those illustrations also like was in games like Magic the Gathering. The first illustrations for those games were handmade, and there's still like handmade artists for a lot of games, traditional artists that make handmade paintings, but a lot of modern illustrations are done through the computer. But sorcery is about giving that feel of nostalgia with paintings that are made in a traditional sense with materials on, you know, painted on canvas, on illustration board. That's how the illustrations are made for that game. So anyways, I got the email from the website and sent it to to the company, and they actually responded me. I had been saying that they answered me like half an hour later, but no, it was like I would check my emails, and it was like 2 days later they contacted me. They sent me an email that there was a there was a new expansion or something
Oh,
for the
okay.
game, and they thought that I could like work on that one.
Uh-huh.
I was like, wow, they responded. I was like very surprised. I didn't expect them to actually answer me, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, whoa. I guess I still was a little skeptic, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know because I don't know a lot of how do you do these things. So I was like, do you want me to send like a contract? Do you send me something? And yet they told me the amount of commissions that they needed, and it was like 6 or 5 pieces that they wanted me to make. They
Wow, are
sent
you
me like,
serious?
yeah, they like, if I remember, I don't want to lie. I remember that there were like 5, or let's put it on 5 or 4. So yeah, they sent me those commissions, and I was like, oh wow, so this is happening. I told him, yeah, okay. They told me how much it was going to be, and I signed a contract. So I started right away
Yeah.
working, and well, I paint and with my color pencils and all that, my acrylic paints. So I finished the first piece, and I was talking with mom and dad, and they were like, "Do you think that this is true?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, but let's give it a try and see what happens. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyways, and it's gonna serve as practice, I guess."
Uh-huh.
So I kept making it, and yeah, the first card that I finished was they call it the screamer.
Like what was your thought of like what am I gonna do? Like what am I gonna draw? Or did you just start drawing?
Well, with this, they just give you like a prompt of what they want.
Uh-huh.
They give you like, for this one, they told me like, hey, we want a face that is screaming like those internet videos where it's like a sudden face that screams at the screen, a screamer, literally.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
that's scare. So they told me that, and I sent like 2 or 3 concepts of what I could do, and they told me proceed with this one, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna do this skull screaming, just like a close up to the face. But I decided that when I was doing it, I was like, I'm gonna make the screaming face, but I want to give it a little like nightmarish way to the piece, like. So I changed them out and made it into like a cavern made
Uh-huh.
of made of flesh. So the mouth looks also like a cavern.
Yeah.
It was just like a small touch. But I was like, yeah, I like how this one came out, and that's how it works. They give you like a prompt, and then you come up with ideas. You tell those ideas to the art director, and the art director gives you the feedback and approves. In this game, Eric Olofsson is the creator of the game,
Uh-huh.
and he's the art director. He's the guy that I speak to. I
What?
yeah,
That's
he's
sick.
yeah, he's the art director for the game. So he has like a very clear vision of what he wants for the game.
Uh-huh.
So he knows exactly what he wants and what works and what doesn't. He gives you a lot of freedom, but it's always like there's this guide to what I guess the expansion is like going to, and the vision for the game and all that. Because sorcery is very a lot like similar to the old Magic the Gathering, I guess.
Okay.
With the fantasy setting and all that. So I sent that first image to Eric, and yeah, I was telling my mom, let's see if this is true, and yeah, they paid me, and I was, oh damn, this is true. And
Damn.
yeah, then I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna continue. So I kept going, and I kept making more and more illustrations throughout the year. So that was it. That was mostly it. And so I made like, if I remember correctly, I think I must have made like more than 15, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's a little two more. I don't know. I don't remember right.
They chose from those 15 what they wanted?
Well, I can't reveal a lot of that of the
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
but a lot of those came out, for the game. Yeah, I mean, I was like feeling very, very great because it was like finally I'm doing what I always wanted to do, like because for me it's very fun to like they give you this prompt of I want you to do like a zombie with muscles and it's powerful and all that. That's it, and I come up with the rest.
yeah.
So I'm gonna do it like this, and because I guess because I had like a lot of energy and ideas and all that accumulated throughout the years, I was like, I guess I went all in with the illustrations. I
Uh-huh.
mean, maybe I did. I don't know. I guess I did a lot because I really like to do this. It's very fun.
Well, I'm glad, man. It sounds like you got really, you started to go immediately, as soon as they started to tell
Yeah,
you what to do.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I had issues throughout the development because I'm still learning. I was still learning, and I'm still learning too. But I got a lot more skill as I kept making more pieces. Learning what worked with the camera and whatnot.
So what
A
issues
lot
do you mean? Like, what do you mean by issues? Like, what were you running into?
Well, mostly because, for example, you're trying to translate this physical piece to a digital image
Okay.
that will be used for the company. I actually sent the images to the company. I kept the paintings. The paintings, I can sell them after the images are officially released for the game. Yeah, that is the other way that artists have a little more profit. So they pay you for the commission, and that painting you like sell it to another collector that it's interest. It's not a guarantee that people are gonna buy it or there's gonna be
I'm
like
sure they're gonna buy it. I'm sure they're gonna buy it.
well. So yeah, that is what happens. So trying to translate that um, to a digital medium, trying to translate a physical image to to a digital image that looks the same as the real one is like a little tricky, and I learned a lot more, a lot about that. As I kept going, I improved those skills, and let's see, also painting. That was, for example, I did one that was, I don't know if you've seen it, like Necronomy concert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the green
that
one, right?
yeah, that I told Jose to give me his. I was going to use his face
Yeah.
for the painting. I didn't tell him that what exactly was I was going to do. I just told him, hey, I need you to do this face, and then I used the face for that.
Really? You told him to send a picture or what?
Yeah, he sent me a picture through WhatsApp.
Oh
I told
my
him, hey,
god.
just make this pose, and I'm gonna use it for something. And yeah, because he's like a master of ceremonies that I actually like does music. That I was like, yeah, this could be like a good Easter egg, at least for me.
This is our cousin, so he
Yeah, Jose is our cousin, correct? Jose
yeah.
Benitez. For that one, I had an issue with because it's an oil painting, so there's a lot of glare when you take a photo, and I didn't like consider that. So for that one, I actually sent the painting to New Zealand because I had issues with the photo, and they told me like how much do you want because we want to take a better photo or something. And I was like, damn, I feel bad already for that issue. So I just take it. I take it, and for me it's okay. It's like a gift. Yeah, because I felt like it was my mistake. Let's say, I guess, so I didn't want to like make this cause any trouble or something. So that was the only one that I had issue with painting. So after that, I was like, I'm not gonna do the paintings in oil anymore for the moment till I learn a little more about that skill. I'm gonna do it on acrylics because those don't give glare. they're more like matte and they're easy to photograph, are a lot more
What?
easier.
The things you're
Yeah,
getting to.
yeah, I mean, there's stuff that you don't consider when you're working, like the size of the painting and when you're trying to photograph and all that. I kept like learning a lot of my camera settings, what work best when you take a photo and all that. You start to consider and check all those things, and you learn as you go along, But then again, even if you're learning, you're still trying to give uh, a professional product to your client, because at the end of the day this is going to be used for something big, and you can't do it like in a very informal way. I don't want to use that other word, but another word that could be like more correct. But
Yeah.
yeah, you try to do it in a way that is gonna be used for something for people. It's not like you're gonna send an image that doesn't work correctly. So yeah, those kind of issues are common, as you like, or at least were common for me as I was trying to learn.
Yeah. What was your
So yeah,
feeling like when you finally saw like the finished product on the card? Like what did you feel in that moment?
the first thing I finished like doing the paintings after, I don't remember exactly. I think it was on July, and they told me like this is the last one. I was, oh well, I guess it was fun, and I was like, well, let's stop for the moment. And well, after some things that happened in my house, I have mentioned it before that my had like a surgery program for those days.
Yeah.
So that's another reason that I kept like making a lot of paints, because I was only like trying to get my mind distracted and just kept going and doing those paints. But anyways, everything came out all right, and it's all is good now. So going back to that, I was at the house and I saw that they released the trailer for the game, and saw the trailer and saw that the card that I made appeared as like a screamer,
Yeah.
actually like a screamer. I don't know if you saw the trailer.
Yes, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
the car. Yeah, the
Amazing.
car comes up, screams at the screen, and I was like, oh, they did that with the card,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's great. And there's like a bunch of cards that appear on the screen, and my illustrations were there, and I was like, damn, it really happened. I was really like surprised. But then I saw the Facebook groups, and saw that the screamer card was going to be the pack art for the packages of the
What?
cards.
That's right.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, they use it for the pack art. And I was, damn. I was like, uh, I couldn't believe it, because
They
I
didn't tell you
always
none of
felt like,
this.
no, they don't tell you none. I mean, you just do the art, and it may come out, it may not. You don't know it, but it was like a complete surprise for me. So I guess I was like, wow, it's now on the art of the packs, and I was like completely surprised. And I guess it's a lot of more people started to learn that I was working on the game. I started to like receive more messages and from people to start like asking me things on my Instagram, and also on Facebook. They started to send me friend requests.
Was this almost
And
immediately after the card was released, or was it after the trailer was released that you started getting like hit up by different people?
yeah, I mean, like one day I will receive like a friend request, and the next day two, and I started like getting followers each day, one or two or three.
Are
And
you
as
serious?
yeah, I'm still like sometimes I like wake up and there's like two or three followers, new followers sometimes. So that came like kept going and going, and people can keep like sending me messages asking me if I had prints of my work and all that, and how much they like what I was doing. And yeah, started to talk to a lot of different people. I got in contact with Mike Servati from Collector Art House, and now I work with him. So he's been selling a lot of my paintings through the market.
The original
So
ones.
yeah, yeah, he usually sells those. Um, so yeah, that happened. I mean, started to talk to a lot of people, and it's like got invited into the art groups from the game, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I received a lot of comments of saying that they love my work and it was incredible and very different from what already was on the game and all that. So the response was great from the people. It was something very different.
How was the feeling like when you started realizing people were noticing you?
Yeah, I mean, I was still working at
Yeah.
my dispatch job, I guess. So my boss is calling me, asking me stuff, and I am also at the same time trying to respond to people. You know that they kept like messaging me all that, and I'm not complaining. I mean, it was great. It is great, but it was like oh, I don't think I'm gonna have more time for this truck job. That's when I started like trying to look for a replacement because the response was not something that I anticipated. I was like thinking that I'm gonna just gonna like paint and do my stuff and all that, but no, this is something that has taken a lot of my time
Yeah.
uh, in aspects, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't speak to a lot of people, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know that I have like a very small group of friends, so I used to like speak to like two or three friends, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like a lot of days I chat with a lot of people through on the messages and all that. People that want to make articles for their pages and all that, or they are interested in getting prints, or just want me to give them advice for paint. So there's people that reach to me and they ask me about how to do like art alters and paint and that sort of stuff. So that is something that happens. I chat with a lot of more people that I used to. I never really like chatted with a lot of people on the internet. So yeah, that changed too. I speak with a lot of more people. You know? So it's in a social way. I guess that was an improvement. I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that happened.
How soon after did you start to leave your job? Was it like you said you were finding somebody new and all this stuff? Was it like a couple months? Was it within weeks, or was it like
I started like well, it was like in November because they started like telling me that they wanted to invite me to events
yeah,
so I could like assist. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to attend those events and go back to this work. It's gonna take a lot of time from me. So because of that, I also like decided to leave the work because they invited me to Sorcery Con on January, I believe. I don't remember the date. I think it was on January or February. They invited me to that convention, so I could go with the other artists from the game because a lot of artists from the game. I mean, they're very talented people. I mean, the skills that they have, and that's something that also has been great from this. You know, like all the meeting all the artists and seeing how they work and what they do. I mean, that convention was in Indianapolis,
yeah,
so I there. That's another reason that I left the work because when I book for that event, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be able to keep doing this. I'm just gonna like concentrate on this. I check what what other projects I could be doing throughout the next year. So yeah, then after everything was done and ready, and my replacement felt ready, I quit. So that was the end of that.
And just move
Yeah,
on, huh? So
yeah, I move on. So it's a very different life now. I used to
yes.
like be like stressed all the time, you know, because you know like when you work in things about drugs and there's always something like getting messed up, you know, something like break, something that you need to check. Someone forgot something, a paper that you need to change, and it's always like it's a stressful job. So
I
this is
know.
like very different for me. I don't regret it because it gave me like an income from for a lot of years. So I'm not saying that it was bad, but yeah, it's a very different way of life now. So like I was saying, I went to Sorcery Con that month, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go here. You know, I hadn't taken a plane since like let's say almost like 7 or no like 8 years, and I took like 5 planes that like took like 3 planes to get there and two to get back. And I
Oh
was like,
my.
damn, I hope I get there. And I was like traveling alone and all that. You know, I never been like alone in an airport or something. I was like, oh, I hope I don't get lost. I arrived at the convention and I was like, well, I guess I'm here. Let's see what happens. And I already like sent all my stuff and check um, all that I needed for that event. I got my everything ready, my luggage and all that, the things that I needed. So I was at the event, and I was like walking around before the event started, and the people would come with me, and they are you Juan Machuca? And I was like, yeah, man, I love your work. It's so great, and we're glad that you're doing this. Oh, I was like surprised, and it happened like three or four more times, and it kept happening throughout the event. Like people were telling me that how much they love my work, and they would approach me and talk to me about what they will do with their friends and the games that they had with the cards and how much they love certain art and all that. And they asked me about why how I did certain illustrations, what I was thinking and all that. So that was another like it opened my eyes in how much people love what I did, because still you like speaking to people on the internet, but see it like being face to face with people and they're telling me in front of you how much they love what you do is like, wow, it really surprised me too, you know. And yeah, that was a great part of the convention, and also like meeting all the artists. They sit me next to Ed Beer Jr. That is an illustrator for Magic the Gathering,
What?
and I was like, yeah, he's a one of the old school illustrators. You know, he's a very talented person that knows a lot about that job. And yeah, I mean, I was watching him work and how he spoke with his fans and all that, and I was talking to him throughout the event, and we were like talking and chatting, from time to time because yeah, I mean he's busy, and I was also like speaking with the people that came to the table. Yeah, I mean it was a great experience. He knows a lot, and yeah, and I hope I didn't bother him a lot with my questions and all that. But
What were some of the
but
questions you
believe
were
me,
asking
guys.
him?
Yeah, I mean for me it's like questions about the way I work and all that, because when you don't get a formal illustration, let's say a formal art education, you always feel like, am I doing this the right way, or am I like a fraud? Like, how to say it? Like, maybe that's a harsh word, but it's like, because nobody tells you exactly how to do things. You're always like trying to figure out how to make them.
Hmm.
It's like, this is the right way to work. Am I using like the right approach to creating this? And I would like ask and see how others work. And I would, hey, I mean, that is something that is acceptable, that is right. And they would like, no, it's okay what you're doing. I would, oh damn, at least I know I'm not doing like something that is just let's say, that is not what usually people do. When you go there, you see that every artist has a different way of working and making their illustrations, and they have like a different approach to how they made uh, their illustrations. So you start to get into understand that everyone has a different way of working, and there's not like a right way of doing it.
Hmm.
That's something that also like helped me, and yeah, while talking to Ed, uh, gave me a lot more confidence with the way I work and my approach to art. So yeah, it was a big part of the event for me. And speaking to other illustrators and card alterists, I don't know if you know about that. There's like a also like another aspect of the game is people that alter cards. They paint on top and make like these small paintings on the cards, right on the cards.
What the?
And it's like, what the? Yeah, it's amazing what they do. I mean, I wish I could have like that skill. I try it and I do it, but at the way they do it is like amazing. It's they have some completely different skill. Dustin Brossard, Andreina Jardim. I spoke to them on the convention, and yeah, I saw their work, and I was like amazed. And I've seen their work for that they do is like damn, it's like the amount of skill to work at that size is like incredible. So yeah, I meet those people. I actually meet Mike Servati there. Uh, so yeah, I've been knowing like a lot of part of the community of the game. There's this guy that loves a lot of loves frogs. That is called Frogman Dan. They call him like that. He was
Oh
like this
my,
with this, yeah. He has like this little frog hat, a frog beanie. Yeah, he's a cool guy too.
that's awesome.
So yeah, seeing all the cosplayers, getting to know the community. There's this group from San Francisco called the Beasts of Bay. Uh, they gave me like advices before going to the event. Neil from Beasts of Bay so was giving me advices for what to do, what to expect, how to sign cards and all that. Things that I didn't know what to do. So I
Dude,
was like, oh, yeah.
here's all the people who have been there and now are prepping you for the new life you're about to have. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, because they're old school like fans from those games. Then they're like hardcore. Like people like Mike, like the guys from Beast of Bay and all of those Magic guys. They're like very Tom Field, TJ Field, I think if I remember. They're like very hardcore Magic the Gathering fans. So I met them there too, and they're very enthusiastic with the game. Yeah, thanks to TJ, he invited me to a dinner there too. It was like something very different with the rest of the artists, and I was like, oh my god, there's this guy and he knows this artist that I admire and all that. I was like really surprised in that aspect because I mean, I have painted all my life, but now I'm like getting to hang out with these artists, and I'm like, wow, this is happening. I guess I'm here now, you know, and uh, and besides the artists, I mean, a lot of like I was telling you, all the people that I knew, I signed a lot of cards that in that convention. I must have signed like I don't know, maybe like 300 cards. Yeah,
Oh my
they came
god.
with the cards that I made for the game, and they will come like 20 copies or different cards that I made. Juan, can you sign them all? And yeah, sure. And I will sign everything. I
Yeah.
was signing all day, painting on their boxes for the game because the boxes are a little more sturdy, so I could like paint on those, painting on the prints that I had there. So yeah, it was a lot of movement on those days.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you, man. I'm glad to hear that.
No, I remember that we used to talk a lot about that. Remember
Yeah.
when we were like younger with Jose and all that. That you guys were watching me draw and all that.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
it was so cool to watch that because it was just like here's somebody with a skill that we're just seeing them just craft, just build up more and more. But man, that's really cool. Are you gonna go to another convention or how does that gonna work?
Well, I actually am going to one in Houston.
What?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to one in. Well, it's like an event on Houston on May 30, I think. It's a battle for Midland, if I remember. I'm gonna be there. Uh, I'm just gonna be there and I guess sign some cards or something.
Sign
I'm
some
the invited.
cards.
See, I'm the invited artist for the event.
Dude, that's so
So
awesome.
yeah, I mean it's like something very different,
No,
I
most
guess.
definitely.
Yeah, and if there's another convention I think there's another convention for Sorcery Con. If everything is all right, I should be there, I guess. That's supposed to happen next year, but well, there's a lot of time still to get there, If everything is good, hopefully, yeah, we'll be there.
Okay. I think everybody wants to know when is the next merch drop. I gotta get the next merch drop.
Well, there's merch that I have. There is like the playmats for the game.
What? For real?
Uh,
Where?
yeah, they sell them. They're selling one. The Beasts of Bay are selling one from my peculiar port art.
Uh huh.
It's like a giant playmat. It's as tall as me, so you can imagine like how tall it is. It's like a gigantic. Yeah, on the website of the Beast of Bay, they're selling that one. My prints, you can contact me through Facebook or Instagram, and I can um sell those through there. You can contact me and we can talk about that. What else is there? Collector Art House still has like four more of my paints available at the moment of this recording. They have like four more. You can contact Mike Servati and ask him what he has. So in case you are interested. I also have my artist proofs. I also have those ones available. If someone wants to like send me a message, they can. I can work on some of those. I can add them to the list. These are the artist proofs. Do you know what are those?
No, go ahead. Explain.
Well, an artist proofs to each sorcery artist, they from the cards that you made for the game, they give you 25 cards that are blank. on the other side. And
Nice.
yeah, and that is for the artist to make a painting on their a small painting. So it's like a
Oh, okay.
one of one collectible, you know.
Yeah.
It's only 25 and that's it. So I've been painting some of those for collectors too, selling some of those. That is also part of this let's say collecting world of this game. What else?
No
What
shirts?
else is out there? Huh?
You're gonna make shirts?
Shirts.
I want a shirt.
I want to make shirts. You know, I'm
I'm into that.
trying to check that. Yeah, I want to check that where I could like make a shirt, make shirts of the illustrations. I need to check like a company or something that can handle that because well my illustrations are a little more detailed, you know.
Yeah.
So there's no way I could like doing in the traditional way of the old t-shirts that I used to make. So this needs to be done in somewhere that has like a professional way of making them. I'm gonna ask where I can make those. But yeah, that's something that I'm still like working out, making having like a t-shirt distributor. I think that's the word,
All
you
right.
know.
Just to wrap everything up at this point. So
Tell
what's
me.
next, man? Are you gonna continue with sorcery? Are you gonna invest into somewhere else? Are you gonna stay with the company? Like,
Some other games approach me about making art for them. It is possible that I will be making art for them in the future. So that's another possibility. And regarding sorcery, I wish I could say something. You know, if it was,
oh my
it
god, you can't give us
was like
anything.
I can't say anything. If
Oh,
I had something, I can't say anything.
damn.
So
Okay,
I guess
okay,
let's see. I mean, if it happens, I will be telling on my page, you know, on my
okay, okay,
Instagram. But
okay.
let's see what happens in the future. But like I said, the response has been very good from the fans. So I guess let's see what happens.
For sure, man. Well, I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you for the opportunity, dude, and also just for, someone who loves you. Like, I just it's amazing to see you, achieve your dreams.
Yeah, thanks, man. Believe me, and I know that you've been working a lot on your podcast too, and
Yeah,
believe me, keep going there,
yeah, you inspire me,
cause
man. Like, mine is not art, but I love to make videos and content. So
it's art in a certain way. I
yeah,
mean, it requires a skill, you know. I don't know. I mean, in a way, I believe that we have one life, you know. So we have to try what we love and try to pursue what we want. Yeah, there's no point of trying to like get away. If you love what you do, you're gonna do it anyways, and you're gonna keep going. There's always like struggles and all that, but you're gonna keep doing it if you like it.
all right.
So that is gonna come eventually. So don't feel like how to say it. So keep going, and there's no other way, you know.
Is there anything else you want to tell or anything?
Nah, I guess I'm really grateful for the space that you're giving me here,
Yeah.
and also grateful with the community of the game that has like received me. And believe me, I try to answer everyone at the as much as I can, as fast as I can. Sometimes I'm a little busy, you know, but they know, or at least I want to know that it's really appreciated the love that I have felt from everyone. So yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone again at a convention or something, and let's see how far this goes. Whatever happens in the future, it's okay. Whatever. Right now, I'm like happy for what is happening, and that's the only thing that matters.
Nice. All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I gotta say thank you to my man Juan over here. That being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.